Nerd Confessions.
Warning. Data systems compromised. Hostile AI detected. Data systems compromised.
Warning. Warning. Database is corrupted. Nerd Confessions emergency lockdown initiated. Proceeding with launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning. Data systems compromised.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Confessions, our safe haven where we discuss our thoughts and opinions on everything nerdy, geeky, techie, and whatever we feel like. It's been a week since our last confession, but before we jump right into it, we'd like to remind our listeners that you can follow us on various social media platforms. You can find our previous episodes and even view bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. I'm Tommy, the moderator for this episode, and I'm joined by Sohail.
What's up?
William.
Hello.
And Ellie.
Hi.
In this episode, we'll be talking about the latest nerd news, the new thrilling Gears of War 4, and then a highly overlooked horror movie, House, from the year 1977. So for starters, let's see what everyone's been up to this week. Soil, what's new with you?
I order you to kill her.
What? So what have I been up to this week? I've been playing Ark with Tommy still.
Woohoo!
Just playing Ark, meaning playing multiple servers now, switching to
We're playing the
Primitive
full
Plus.
game now.
And played Gears of War with you guys. I played some more VR stuff. What's up?
Have you done PvP yet?
I did.
I did, and I didn't like it because it's just like a crazy maze of people attacking each other.
I don't know. I ended up on a server where there was nobody. I felt like I was in an apocalyptic type situation. I felt so depressed. I was like, forget this.
Yeah, it's not really the most fun because you end up having to fight people. Then we played. I played Gears with you guys, which was really fun, and then also played some VR stuff and watched a couple of movies. Actually, I watched Dusk Till Dawn with Allie, which was really weird, not to say the least.
The movie or the TV
movie?
Series? Oh, nice.
The TV series I saw after. I was like, wait, they made a TV series off of this?
Yeah.
They really made a TV series?
They made a maze for it at Universal last year.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my jeez.
It was interesting.
Was it good?
I liked
Interesting,
it.
bad,
I liked the theming a lot. It was really awkward. There's dancing stripper vampires.
Oh man,
around.
like the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Dancing,
It was
stripping vampires.
Do you know the thing about the movie that's really...
Stripper. Yes, what?
Do you know the weird thing about the movie is if you ever watch that movie again, pay attention to the scenes where they shoot from the ground up. You get to see the studio, ceiling. They didn't really even cover it up. It was just studio ceiling and lights.
Well, you'll be focused on...
You're focused on the character, but at the same time, I was looking around. I was like, oh, is that a studio light? Why is this?
Of course you were looking around. Why would you watch the movie?
That's just how I am. But anyway, yeah, that's all I did.
Every time, Sohail.
Oh my goodness.
What do you want me to do?
Well, what'd you do this week?
I remember we were at PSX, and I was trying to enjoy the conference, and all you could do is turn around and read the teleprompter.
That sounds like
he's going to say this. I was like, okay, I'm just trying to enjoy what he's going to say. I'm sorry, I don't need you to tell me what he's going to say.
Sounds like
That's my favorite part.
Well, I played Gears of War 4 with you guys. A lot of fun. I tried out Destiny Hard Mode Raid and did not get very far. My team needs to get a higher light level before I think we can actually go through with it. I watched The Walking Dead Season 7 premiere.
Woohoo.
I like that,
That
even
was
though
very
it
good.
took a while to get started. I beat Rush of Blood on PSVR. I beat Ellie to it.
What?
Wow.
Because I don't have one.
So Walking Dead finally started, or is that what you're trying to tell me, or
What?
What?
Starting
We're
good, good?
talking
let's
about
say get good? Is that what you're saying?
Well, we'll get into that in a minute.
Don't get, you're gonna get stabbed right now if you don't
Okay,
stop.
sorry.
We'll get into that in a minute.
And I played my favorite VR game, Raw Data. I love that game.
Is that the one with the gun you were showing me, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
The one,
that one looks pretty good.
yeah, it's Vive, so you have to actually aim down the sights, and you can shoot from far away. Really good precision. Anyway,
Goddamn that vibe.
the Vibe.
Vibe.
Vibe is good. Ellie, what'd you do this week?
I realized there was something important I did. I'm sorry, guys. I'm blanking out. Anyway,
This is why we write it down.
I know, but okay. So this week I played Gears of War. I really enjoy that. It's an interesting story, but it's kind of cheesy, but I like it. And the co-op modes are cool. Played a little bit of Destiny. Looking forward to the new thing that's happening with it.
Festival of the Lost.
Yes, thank you,
The
William.
Halloween
Yes,
theming for the dead.
I want that ghost.
The Ghost. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Of course. And then I also watched the Walking Dead season 7 premiere, which was pretty cool. Interesting. Yes. And then also I played a little bit more of Rush of Blood. Correction from last week. I said Blood Rush and no one corrected me because it was new and it was the first time I played it.
Well, since no one corrected you, you're okay.
So we didn't
'cause
correct you, but if anybody out there did.
If they correct you, then that's when you have to make amends. But nobody corrected you, so you're
I
good.
corrected myself.
Yeah,
right
so you
now.
don't have to make amends. You're
Well,
fine.
that's fine. As long as you apologize, that's all that
But
matters.
how did you guys not catch that too?
Because
I didn't know what the hell it was, so there you go.
Okay, that's true.
That game
it
is
was
new to me, so-
New to me too. So until I played it the second, or actually, it's not until I played the second time. Until I wanted to look it up more, then I realized it was the wrong name. That's all I did.
Well, there's a funny story. She tagged it as Blood Rush on Instagram.
No, I
and
didn't. I'm not in charge of the Instagram.
No, you did it. And I clicked on the hashtag.
On blast.
I clicked on the
William?
hashtag.
Hey, no,
shut up.
William?
I clicked on the hashtag and a bunch of people working out came up. I was like, where's the video game stuff? Why is this all people working out?
Was it called Blood Rush?
Yeah.
Why did people come working out if they were on Blood Rush? That's
They
weird.
were getting like a blood rush. I don't know.
Yeah,
from
you get a
pumps.
blood rush.
It was all people
but
working
here's
out.
the thing: I don't own the game. William owns the game. I played it because he let me play it.
Yeah.
So he.
Would it be weird if you
What was
should've
it
been
called?
the
Bum
one.
Rush?
if you click that like hashtag Blood Rush and it was just a
Oh,
whole bunch
Blood
of
Rush.
dongs?
What?
That would be
No.
weird.
Well,
That's
the
all I-
funny thing is, when I did have that original hashtag and you look through it, yeah, there's a lot of people working out, but there was like maybe one or two pictures from the game. So there's people that were getting the name wrong
Yeah,
too.
that's true. She was not alone.
Well, yeah, because you announced it as something else. Bum Rush? What was it? What'd you call
Yeah, Bum Rush.
All right, so sounds like fun.
it? Yeah.
Shoot some bums.
Bum Rush. This week I played Gears of War 4. It's actually the first time I played Gears of War. So, or actually, I would say second time. The first time I played it was for like 5 minutes in the very first one, and I hated it. This one, it was actually pretty fun. I liked it. I played with you guys. We actually all played together online, and we played for several hours. We lost track of time.
More than several.
What?
It wasn't like 4 hours?
Yeah, it was like 4
4 or
hours.
5 hours.
I sat through that for 6 hours waiting, like while I was waiting for you guys to come on. Well, Tommy was like the one sitting with me the whole time, but he was doing some other stuff.
Ark.
Let's play an Ark.
That's all he does with his life.
Yeah. I played Gears of War. Leave me alone. God. These guys are jealous just because they can't play it. Okay. I also started watching this show called The Blacklist, which was on
Nice.
Netflix. I got really into that. I'm like on almost season 3 now, which is crazy, but it's really interesting.
Basically,
Kept watching-
munching through that.
Yeah, kept watching Dragon Ball Super, which is pretty good, and I also saw the premiere for The Walking Dead season 7. Before I get into anything, I just want to say that season 7 premiere definitely is a lot better than the previous two or three seasons. So if anyone out there has started doubting the series, thinking it's getting boring or it's slowing down, I would say now it's probably a good time to get back into it. The new villain, as we know now from the previous season, Negan, is definitely stepping it up and making it worthwhile to watch. So
Yeah, he really challenged Rick.
oh yeah,
Not really many people can challenge Rick.
not like that. I mean, Jesus Christ. I was the whole
No
time
spoils,
I was
no spoils.
I was thinking, I know, the whole time I was sitting there thinking, like, man, what would you do if you were in that scenario? If you were in this place? Like, how scary is that situation,
I don't know.
I would probably have shot myself already.
I read it got 17 million views, and it's en route
No.
to be the most viewed episode.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Like
It
from
was-
online as well? Did they
What?
count online as well?
I
or
think it was
TV?
just the stupid rating system that goes
The
off
Nielsen
averages.
one?
I hate it,
Yeah.
but
I was just wondering if it was online as well as regular.
I'm pretty sure
television.
it's like crazy online as well.
Because if it was online,
it never
would
counts
be-
iTunes, but it might count their own website.
Oh yeah,
Because it
AMC
was
site.
free online from their website.
Oh really?
You don't even have to have a
I
login.
didn't know
No
that.
idea.
Just for the premiere, I think that's how
Yeah.
they get you.
Well, they got me.
I need to start watching that show. I watched like the first 2 seasons and I stopped. The only reason I stopped is because I got annoyed. But that's something annoyed me, and once you annoy me,
What'd you get
it
annoyed
takes-
with?
Weird stuff. I don't want to break it up for people.
Season 2. Nobody even is at season 2.
I just don't like. I just didn't like a certain character, and it was bothering me, and they just kept pushing that person.
They're
so-
probably dead.
Yeah, they probably are. I know there's not that many people left of the originals, even though I wasn't.
Yeah, that's quite satisfying.
Yeah.
And also not at the same time.
Downloading the news of the week.
There you go.
Nintendo NX has a reveal trailer. It has an official name now, which is the Nintendo Switch. The trailer attempted to sell the on-the-go lifestyle of playing the console on your TV when you're home, and then as a handheld when you go, when you go out. And it also comes with a kickstand, so when you're out with your friends. What the fuck?
I know it's kind of confusing, but I mean, when you're out with your friends, you set up as a kickstand, and then the two sides come off, and you have two little separate little mini controllers.
It's kinda
they
like
call them Joy-Cons.
It's kind of like those iPhone cases that have the kickstands on them. You pop them open
Yeah,
and you
that's
leave
exactly
it on the
what it
side, so you and your friends can watch it, or you can watch a movie.
It's kind of
mainly
like
for
taking
you.
a TV with you and then controllers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
little
what it
mini
looked like.
TV, yeah.
From what I saw in that trailer,
How
you know
big
what-
is that screen?
I think maybe like 5 inches.
It's definitely larger than the Wii U screen.
Oh, is it then? Okay, I,
think
don't know
so.
how big that is.
I don't either. I mean, let's say
It's like a miniature
iPhone,
tablet,
Yeah, I would say like 5 or 6 inches,
like an iPad.
like a small iPad.
like an iPad
mini.
mini. Yeah, the mini iPad is probably a good comparison.
So I was gonna say, from the trailer, I love the song from the trailer. I don't know what it was. I like that song a lot. I
I don't know what it was, but
Did you
jingle
like the
jangle.
device itself, though?
I like the device. Yeah, when I saw the device, I was actually impressed but my initial thought was, are they gonna kill their DS?
That's what I thought, because that looks like a good reason to
because-
not buy a DS anymore.
Like, why would I want to buy this and a DS if
I
the
think-
DS is like double the? If it's
I think they're
double the price?
merging their lines.
Yeah,
And this is not quite as portable and durable as a DS.
Or they're
Right.
noticing that there's a decrease in sales for the DS, and this is the way of covering it
well,
up.
their DS is still doing pretty hot, I think, comparative to.
I mean, look, if
I
it's
think-
not selling that well,
I think they just saw the
Wouldn't
decline in their
this-
console sales and said, well, let's just do the best of both, and make it a portable home console.
So what's the difference between this and the Wii U, other than the Wii U was not fully portable? Because the Wii U had a screen, you can walk around
The
with
name.
it and take a dump and play your game.
Well, I
and all
remember
that stuff.
when they first showed off the Wii U, they showed people like playing games on just the Wii U pad, but maybe you don't even need the console itself. But that never happened. You always need the console.
So I was just thinking, so this is just that this is the console, the screen is the console,
Yeah,
and the only thing it's doing with that base stand, from what I'm seeing in this commercial, is the base stand is charging it and supplying a video feed out, right?
Yeah, there was talks because it uses the Tegra chip from NVIDIA, and there's talks that it can gain a power boost by merging with another chip. And that might be the case. Maybe it gets a little more powerful when it's in the base station, but the rumor is it doesn't get any more powerful when it's in the base station. It just maybe consumes more power into the chip because it's not in mobile save battery mode.
Yeah,
or
that's what I would
maybe
think,
it does
yeah.
give it more power, but for enabling it to be played on TV at such a
I think
You would
maybe,
think,
higher quality.
You would think about it more
yeah, I think
like
maybe it
Yeah.
does 1080p when you have it plugged in and it's on power, and then it goes down to 720p because there's also rumors it's a 720p screen that you're playing on.
yeah.
it would be kind of like a computer laptop, when your laptop can go to like the balance mode where the power is used less, and then there's like that power mode where if you plugged in, you're ready to go and everything's boosted. I would think that's what it's going to. From what I saw, I think it's I'm not trying to be I don't want to be negative, or I'm super positive, but I enjoyed what I saw. And I think that's where gaming is going. A lot of people in our generation, I would say millennial generation, don't all live on their own still. So a lot of people out there are like, hey man, you want to come over my house and play, or you want to go out and play at the park? You can. You take your whole console with you. And I think that's cool. It's kind of weird that I had
to put a lot of thought into it, but then I thought probably gonna get it.
I was thinking, like, right now in this day and age where you got, the Xbox One and Scorpio, and then you got the PS4 and Neo and all these VR headsets and all this like crazy stuff coming out. I was like, why is Nintendo still going in this route? And then I realized Nintendo's only one of the only ones that I know of that is still doing handheld gaming. Everyone else is like, you have to be inside or you're screwed. This is, if you want to play something on the go, Nintendo is really the only way that I know of.
You're gonna piss off a lot of PlayStation Vita fans.
Oh yeah, there's Vita as well. Fuck Vita.
I think that it makes a better market for like a more powerful system that's handheld, and a lot of people want that type of.
Because everyone remembers the Game Boy.
If I had that thing with me on a plane, no joke, that plane ride would feel like nothing. If I can play Skyrim on the go,
look at it this way too. If they just stop development for games on 3DS, and all their development goes to this platform, you get everything. That's a lot more content than they were producing for the Wii U,
right?
Because that's all their studios working on games for that system.
That'd be really cool if all their studios went into that and all the games are compatible with the system.
I still wish they would make a full-on console like Xbox does and PlayStation. Something that you can have inside, like the old Nintendos. You remember
they do.
that?
Wii U has
so
it.
Either this has
better than
a
that.
chip that is 25% of the power of the PS4, or it has a chip that's 85% of the power of PS4. So it's not going to be quite as good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little less powerful than the current generation.
Or somewhere in between.
But I heard also that this is their easiest console to code for. They're saying that this is going to be their easiest system to write
for them, yeah. It's still not going to be quite... It's not x86 architecture, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be...
It's an ARM processor, so it's going to be like developing for a cell phone.
Yeah, so people are saying that this will be the easiest Nintendo thing to code
I
for.
bet it's a lot... I bet it's a lot easier than PowerPC, what the Wii U had, and the 360.
Okay.
Because there's so many development tools for cell phones now.
Right. So you'll be able to they'll make better games. More people are working on it. They had a whole bunch of people jump on right away as soon as the trailer showed up, right? Ubisoft and all those guys.
Yeah.
Well, after the trailer was revealed, Nintendo showed, a large amount of third-party support that the console was going to have. During the trailer, there was a large amount of Skyrim gameplay that was shown. It's kind of concerning, if you think about it, because the developers said that, they're excited to work with Nintendo, but they have no details on what games they will have on the console. How do you say his name?
Bethesda.
Bethesda was among one of these, developers that made this statement, even though Skyrim was shown front and center in the trailer.
Yeah, so Skyrim was shown as gameplay on the console, but it's not confirmed game for the console.
Yeah, it's cool that they use that game because the game is coming out with the special edition in 2 days.
Yeah, this didn't look like the special edition though. This is like original Skyrim.
Yeah, but I thought maybe that's why they did it, because people were like, "Oh, I'm excited for the special edition," and they're like, "All right, let's put some Skyrim on there."
Yeah, but this is very similar to Wii U. They had the same exact kind of thing for Wii U, and they showed games, and none of these games. Well, some of the games came out for Wii U, but some did not.
That sucks.
So hopefully it's not the same thing.
Skyrim would be awesome if they can make it work that way, because that would be so much fun to take that with me on a plane, because Skyrim is like unlimited gaming.
I agree. We got to keep in mind the battery life though.
Yeah. What would the battery life be? And they've completely switched away from CDs and went all cartridge.
Remember, it's very similar to NVIDIA Shield, because NVIDIA Shield has the Tegra processor as well. NVIDIA Shield is 2 hours with total power. It's 4 hours when you're optimized.
Okay, so then that's not bad. 4 hours is not bad.
Yeah, but it would be optimized, so I don't know.
Maybe the graphics
hopefully it can get 4 or 5 hours. If it gets 2 hours, then a lot of people are going to hate it.
Most planes now, and most planes in most places have plugs, so maybe it uses just a regular USB charger.
Yeah, did you see the big ass fan on the top of it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's a huge fan.
Yeah. I like the chip though. The cartridge.
Yeah,
I think that's
cool.
a cool.
Well, you have to do it. You can't go CD. It's too expensive to have the driver.
Yeah, it would be hard to put an optical drive in it. You're right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they could have put it into the.
People like
base.
the cartridge. It reminds them of the old Game Boy,
No, but the cartridges are cool because your SD cards you're making now are really cheap. So they're just going the route of the SD card. I just think that if you're going to put a huge game on it, that's maybe 100 gigs, which I doubt there's going to be any games that are that big.
Maybe Skyrim.
It'd be like $100-something for that chip now, but no, Skyrim's not 100 gigs.
Never know.
What? I know it's not 100 gigs.
You don't know this.
Anyway, I'm excited for the Switch, and I think people are too. I'm not seeing if anybody out there, I'm seeing a lot of people being a little bit critical of the design. They just say it's a Wii U that they chopped off the ends and they put it in there.
Yeah.
But I don't see I see a lot more positivity than negativity. Is that true with you too?
Yeah, I mean,
I do see more positivity. Yeah. If
you look at the website, the video that they launched, you can see the likes and dislikes. The ratio is a lot more favorable to the Switch than like the old Wii U videos. Right now, the video is at 17.7 million, which is the most viewed Nintendo video ever, but it doesn't beat the PlayStation PS4 launch video, which is at 34. So I don't think they're going to beat that, unfortunately.
Yeah, the PlayStation launch one is really, really exciting.
Speaking of PlayStation, with the launch of the PS4 Pro getting closer and closer, Sony's Mark Cerny, yeah, that guy, divulged more details on the hardware. In an effort to not have any backwards compatibility problems with the console, it actually has 2 GPUs, with the second one only turning on if the game supports future compatibility.
Those are games that are patched to take advantage of the hardware.
Exactly. So the console has an extra 1 gig of DDR3 RAM for multitasking, which frees up 500 megs of the fast 8 gigs of the DDR5 RAM. That is the PS4 comes with the standard. Basically, it's going to be a shitload better than you think.
So,
in layman's terms,
it's interesting because
it's going to be great.
So they're going to put some crappy RAM in it.
They put crappy RAM in it to free up more of the fast RAM.
No, that's what I meant. Like, so they put mediocre RAM in it. It's not crap, but mediocre RAM in it, so that you are able to run a regular game.
Yeah, the mediocre RAM is for like things that would be running in the background, like Netflix or something like that.
Right, so it would run off that, and your fast RAM would get freed up for your game.
Yeah, because right now that's using the fast RAM.
It would be a smart thing to do.
This is always set aside for multitasking.
It's a very smart idea.
Yeah, so that's what I remember that
applications that don't need intense RAM.
I remember that's what Xbox is really pushing for, right? In the beginning, they're like, we're going to free up this RAM and that RAM.
When they launched, they had a lot of resources devoted to Connect all the time, and then they took it away and it added more power to the developers, so it kind of helped with the Microsoft development.
That's really exciting. That's smart.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is not coming to PC, according to reports. What do you guys think?
That's a bummer. I hope it comes later, though.
Why wouldn't they put it in PC? Because they did the GTA series.
GTA 5 did come to PC, but it was much later from the console release.
Yeah, but they always do that, didn't they?
I mean, maybe it'll come, but it'll come later. Because GTA 5 came out first for 360 and PS3, and it wasn't until they had the remastered release that finally came to PC.
Right, and they did that with GTA 4.
Did they? I thought it only came like
a console.
I guess it was like 6 months after.
Yeah, console came out, and then like a little while later a PC, and they did the same with 3 and Vice City, but Vice City came out a long time before.
It's a bummer though. It seems like just a way to help their sales when it first comes out.
Last week,
it's smart on their end.
Last week I said that there was no games that Rockstar made that disappointed me, and that is still true. I just always forget about LA Noire, and I love LA Noire.
I love it. I was disappointed. I love LA Noire.
I was just disappointed that it was a short game.
I was disappointed the studio was shut down. That's what I'm disappointed about.
I'm just disappointed I didn't play it.
You should play it. You'll love that game, Ellie. You didn't play it?
No.
You should play it. You'll like it.
That's one of my favorites. Because we live in Southern California, and you just see Old Town LA.
I think I would enjoy that.
Like you'd see the Angel's Flight, I think it's called, and you see like the old park that's now like a parking structure.
Mm-hmm. You can still go to Angel's Flight, but yeah, you get to see it when it's in its
Angel's Flight, yeah, when it was right next to Bunker Hill.
Yeah, you get to see it. That's pretty cool. I think you'd like it because of the what is it called? The Black nuts. Because the Black Dahlia murder.
Oh, nice.
That's in it.
I like murder.
Black Dahlia.
Williams has a fascination with that.
It's scary.
But then the only thing that really disappointed me, I'll just bring it up. The only thing that disappointed me about the game is the length.
That's
the length
short?
was short for me. What I thought it was short.
Well, I took a lot of time exploring, but yeah, it was pretty short.
Yeah.
You know what else?
Also, it was impossible to tell when someone was lying or telling you the truth. Their face just went.
It made so many faces. It's true. Like,
You're like, what is he doing? Is he lying to me? Or-
he's moving his eyebrows. That means he's lying. I'm pretty sure.
And then you push it and he's like, he's not lying. Like, oh, God. But
All
that's it.
dramatic and everything.
It's like whenever they're biting their lips.
Yeah.
And like,
But then there was instantaneous like guides online, like instantaneously, because there was the same, regardless of who was playing, it's the same button. Doesn't matter.
yeah.
But anyway, moving on.
Speaking of online, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer has dropped.
Online?
It's all over the place. It's YouTube everywhere.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet? Oh.
Honestly, I don't know what it is. I haven't even watched the first movie and
the
second
hell?
movie. I don't know. There's just like
I thought
you would like it.
I thought it looked
I
cool.
know. It's not like I would hate it or anything. Not that I'm like not saying that's not interesting or anything, but I don't know. It just hasn't captured my attention that much to follow.
I
through.
guess it's probably just like me with
I don't understand.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
How Vin Diesel is still doing the voice.
Tim Burton movies, right?
Yeah, all they do is Groot. He's gonna do Groot with the baby version.
Why even have him do the voice still?
Because he's
Baby Groot, man. That's what
Why
it is.
talk
Listen,
about
listen,
stuff I don't
Everyone.
understand?
Be quiet. Here it goes. Groot. Done.
These nuts.
Okay.
What was that?
I don't know. Someone we're voting for.
Oh.
All right, anyway, moving on. Apple is rumored to bring back a e-ink keyboard to the Mac in 2008. This is the same type of technology that's used for... Wait, what?
So they're gonna integrate. You know how we have the Kindle, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna integrate that into the actual keys, so you can see it change like to a different kind of letter, or you can put like a shortcut on there, and it will represent what you set it as.
I don't follow.
So like,
That's
So just
cool.
imagine each of your keys looks like a Kindle, like a little miniature Kindle, and the letter on it changes for what you set it as. So if you want it to be a back shortcut, like you're using Photoshop or something, and you want when you hit that button, it's a back button. You'll see the back symbol on it. Undo. That's just an example.
that's a good way of saving money when it comes to international phones, international computers.
You won't have to have exactly.
Yeah.
And you won't have to have like an overlay for like the software suite that you have.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, like an overlay mat that you put on top of your keyboard.
Yeah, for like
Photoshop.
Avid Media Producer.
Any program that has special keys,
Yeah, like
Avid
Photoshop
whatever.
or
All the Avid stuff. Too many
like in
shortcuts.
Photoshop, like Sohail said.
Yeah, they have one for that. I saw the overlay for it, and I was like, why would I buy this? Control C. Sorry. Anyway,
Sounds amazing.
Z.
Moving
Control
on.
C, like copy.
U.S. Air Force connected 1,700 PlayStation 3s together to build a supercomputer.
Wasn't this like a long time ago?
It was a while ago, but I just wanted to send it to you because I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting, and this was because it was able to have actual software installed on it that was not the real software. Remember, it was Linux.
Right.
And there was a lawsuit about this because in firmware update, they took it away.
Right,
Those
they did.
assholes.
It did. And then now you can get $50, I think, if you own the original fat PlayStation 3.
Yeah, that they turned into a supercomputer.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, though. I just wanted to point that out. That was cool information.
It is cool.
It's pretty intense. Moving on. Pokemon XY series has a special heartwarming trailer that was released on Facebook that plays at all of our nostalgic heartstrings.
I cried.
It was pretty... It was... You know what? For me, it was more like... It was pretty depressing seeing what life becomes. I was like, damn, that's pretty just
Went
spot
from
on. Like
carefree childhood to
Yeah.
working in a cubicle.
Yeah, working like a happy-ass life to like a depressing and fucking lonely-ass life.
Welcome to life, you little shits.
The only thing that didn't make sense in that trailer, as I was playing under my sheets and under my bed sheets playing Pokemon on my Game Boy Color, but
Last week?
there's no,
Oh.
but there was no backlight. It's like, where's all that light coming from?
Maybe it was
Got a
part
flashlight,
of
son.
the light
school.
generation. You don't know.
I had to put a little cheap LED thing on the side, a
Maybe
little
that's
micro.
what it was too.
I didn't see shit on there.
No, but when I had my Game Boy Color, you had to use the little attachment that came with the little zoom pad that you put on top of it, like a weird connection, and you get to zoom.
Oh, I
around the
remember that.
screen.
Yeah,
and then
I
it
had
gave
that
you
too.
and it gave
The
you
big
light.
screen enhancer
Yeah,
thing.
and I had to use that because you're like you can't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah, that
have
had a built-in light too, I think.
Yeah.
I had to use like a fucking lamp from the table.
I love my Game Boy Color. But
Shit
I
was
lost
cool.
it.
Anyways, that commercial was cool.
Did you cry?
I didn't cry. I just went.
Did your
"Aw."
eyes twinkle?
And I had a spark of like
Spark of passion.
Like, no, was like my childhood. Where has it gone?
Nostalgia.
What have I done?
Down the toilet.
That's not the word I'm looking
I don't know. I'm
for.
guessing.
Time to buy Pokemon.
Well, the thing is, I never really played Pokemon as a kid.
Oh, another thing that threw me off about that is he was all nostalgic for the old Pokemon, but then he saw the new Pokemon and didn't look anything like the old Pokemon, and I don't know how it made him flick back on the
You're just
old
thinking
Pokemon.
about Pokemon in general.
Wait, I'm
Just
all-
saw some kid flying on a bird.
All I gotta say is about those new Pokemons. They got running out of ideas.
Well, and apparently some of the new Pokemon are evolutions of the first generation.
Yeah, like the big ass palm tree one
Yeah, those I don't know.
of Executor.
Oh, yeah.
What were you gonna say, Ellie? I'm waiting.
I forgot already.
Nostalgia.
No, yeah.
Speaking of nostalgia, Netflix is doing a docudrama on the life of Barack Obama called Barry.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Isn't that like
Why is it
the
called?
fake name he had?
Yeah, he used Barry Obama instead of Barack Obama because it was hard to say Barack.
Barack.
So it's easier to say Barry.
that's
like,
why I said
Now
Barry.
like when I go
everyone
to
knows.
like when I go to Starbucks, I don't tell them my name is Sohail because they don't spell it. They just go
Wait, what did you say,
whatever.
Sam or
I say
John?
just say John because it's easier. It's easier that way.
My name is
Oh,
John.
That's a funny story, though. Like my friend Cherie.
Mhm.
You know what they spell it at Starbucks
What?
today?
Cherry?
Sharif.
Like Sharif, like
Like
Omar
sure.
Sharif.
I don't know, but sure, and then the word reef.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's so funny. It's so funny because they called it out, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, they said it right." And then we looked at how it was spelled. It was the funniest.
It was
thing ever.
spelled phonetically, Sharif.
Yeah, because when she says my name is Sharif, they put like Sherry. It's Sherry or something like with the S and stuff. You know.
That's better than nothing.
Yeah,
At least they
but
tried.
It was like Sharif.
With my name, they don't
I
even
loved
try. They just when you put Sohail, they go. It just goes Sergio, or Sean, or whatever they can put up. I don't ever. The weirdest one I think I got was Sergio, but at the end I said John the whole time because I get annoyed.
But yeah, well, Barack Obama is just
Barry
a
Obama.
Barry Obama.
But it's not Barack Obama as an adult. Yeah, I would say he's an adult that time, but
It's
it's
his
more
life
like-
story, right?
It's his life story and more centered around college than it is centered around,
got
I
into
think,
What's so
Politics.
exciting about his college years?
Well, we'll find out in the
his
docuseries.
marijuana use.
Really?
Toke. Yeah, he smoked. I don't, did he do cocaine too? Fact check. Did Barack Obama do cocaine? I don't want to make any accusations, but I heard he did cocaine, but I'm not sure.
This is like the first part you said, the smoking part. That is a legitimate fact, or is this just
Oh,
rumor?
the smoking part's fact.
Like he said it in public.
Yes.
I smoke pot.
He said he smoked pot.
It.
Yeah, he tried it in college.
He didn't try that shit. Smoke that shit every day.
It says Barack Obama asked about drug history, admits he inhaled.
Ooh.
So that means
Inhaled is different from smoking. He could have been surrounded by it, and he decided not to participate.
that's a sneaky
in the
way
puffing.
of that's a sneaky
That's
way of saying
secondhand.
that he didn't.
Here you go.
He wrote in his first book, Dreams from My Father, before entering politics, that he had used marijuana and cocaine. Maybe a little blow, he said.
Maybe a little blow.
He said he's not tried heroin because he didn't like the pusher who was trying to sell it to him. So he was close to doing heroin.
And he was,
All right.
and now he's president.
But that doesn't mean...
There you go, boys and girls.
Listen, that doesn't mean that he's a bad man.
Dreams
It
That
just
live
means
just
he
on.
did
means
drugs.
he's open to things.
Dreams.
That's the kind of people you need sometimes.
Dreams
And
live
in
on.
this movie, he has a fro. So
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I wonder if it's going to show him deciding to go less hair.
So when was this, in like the 80s, 70s?
I think it was back
70s?
when he was in Occidental College in LA.
So how long is that?
I think it was like
Long time
80s,
ago.
like 80s, late 80s, early 90s, maybe mid 80s. I don't know.
Those
Maybe
are some good times.
when we
I
weren't
hear.
born, when the good years were.
Good years.
Speaking of movies, Chris Pratt is to star as Anna Faris's love interest in Mom. What do you guys think of that?
What do you think? What do you think about him and his wife getting together on her show? I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Is like, hey, I need some star power, husband, come on my show. All right,
So it seems like.
that's what it seems like to me. I
Yeah.
think that's cool, but whatever. I mean, good job, Anna Faris, for landing Chris Pratt. And Chris Pratt's got some star power, but it's not going to last unless he keeps making good movies. That Magnificent Seven didn't really pull anything for him.
Well, he's got what, Jurassic World 2. He's got Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
But do we take him seriously in those movies?
No, we don't.
No.
He's not going to
Exactly.
He's not going to. He needs it more serious. I know he's going to be more of a comedian style movie actor, but once you're like in 4 different movies and you're doing the same guy, how are you going to get out of that role?
I don't think he can do it Indiana Jones anymore. It is too goofy.
Yeah, he is too goofy. He can do Indiana Jones if he does a serious movie somewhere around the way. Moving on. Sorry.
Google Assistant versus Siri. Soil, what's going on with this?
So, with Google Assistant versus Siri, there was several things I read online that Google Assistant and Siri are pretty matched up when it comes to stuff where you ask it a question and you ask it to do it for you. Like, hey, what's the weather? Siri gives you the weather, so does Google Assistant. So if you ask Google Assistant, who is the President of the United States, it will say Barack Obama. If you ask Siri, it will say Barack Obama. But if you ask Siri again, what is his height, Siri will just Google what is his height. But Google Assistant will contextually understand the question and give you Barack Obama's height.
That is kind of annoying with Siri.
So now it looks like Google Assistant is also able to do things that maybe Siri isn't when it comes to pictures as well. So say what say
it's
what
Google
happened on
Assistant,
Halloween,
right? It has like immediate access to Google, so it's like,
but it pulls up
in a way.
it also pulls its pictures. Yeah, but it's the same. It doesn't matter. You could still build it to do that. But the thing that happened is you can also pull up your pictures. So is it smarter? Like, so if you say, hey, what happened last Saturday, it will pull up all the pictures you took last Saturday. I mean, that's
kind of creepy.
Contextually a little smaller than Siri, but Siri still is way smarter with iOS 10 than it was on iOS 9.
Yeah, I just wish, like you're saying, they added more contextual conversation to Siri. Like, you start a conversation and then so build upon that, and that she could carry forward on that, not just search Google, because it's really annoying.
Maybe
She misunderstands you and just searches Google sometimes.
it's just personalities, you know.
It's not personality.
It could be personalities, but Google Assistant is way stronger than its original Google. What was
If
Google
it was a
Now?
personality, it'd be like, okay, fuck it, search in Google. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what Siri does to me.
I know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. It's annoying.
But also, one thing that happened with Google Assistant, remember what Google Assistant used to be like with the old one, that weird voice that sounded like a robot? Remember back when, not Google Assistant, but all the Android phones had like this Google voice thing,
yeah.
and it just sounded like a robot? Well, it used to not be able to tell jokes. And Siri used to. So you tell Siri, tell me a joke. Siri will tell you a joke. If you say, beam me up, Scotty, it says energizing. And stuff
Open the pod bay doors.
Yeah, if you
Let's try it right now.
if you do anything,
Open the pod bay doors.
beam me up.
Siri, tell me a joke.
Let me think.
Said, nope, can't think of one.
Can't think of one.
So that
That could have been a joke.
that is probably
Beat me up, Scotty.
Energizing.
So yeah, it'll say energizing. But if you do Google Assistant used to not be able to do those kinds of jokes and mimic and play games, but now Google Assistant has really stepped it up and has done a really good job.
Open the
I'm
pod.
not sure what you said.
Shut up. Open the pod bay doors.
Did you accidentally summon me?
Open the pod bay doors.
It's already open, and it's getting a little cold in here.
That's hilarious. But with the Google Assistant, she's able to do much more.
Sorry.
You're playing footsie with me.
No, I was just moving my foot and it was there.
Elizabeth,
This face.
the wife is right there.
I know.
Relax.
Can you
No,
please
just joking.
not
We don't
kick
have
the
time.
other
So
confessioner?
with
I'm
Google,
in my bubble. You're all in my space.
I don't have much space here.
I don't
I'm sharing
either.
with Williams. William doesn't have control his leg spread, so his leg spreads all over here.
Speaking of spread,
Wait, can we?
Game of Thrones Epic U.S. Concert Tour has just been announced.
Nice. I heard they're coming to LA in late next year. So they'll be in LA area, but they're going to be everywhere in the US, and that's going to be pretty cool. If you want to go see it, Tommy, I know you're a Game of Thrones fan.
I am indeed.
You should go see it because I think they do movie scenes from it and they do the songs. So like when I saw Pixar with Allie, my wife, we went and saw and they had Pixar scenes with the Pixar music and it was awesome. Which is
It's a live
cool.
orchestra.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I actually might do that. That actually sounds like a pretty cool place to go.
It's right up your alley.
Right up my alley. Speaking of which, UN staff protested Wonder Woman representing the woman's ambassador, saying that it is insulting due to the over-sexualization. What do you guys think of this?
I think they have a point because it's a gimmick. So the UN, they're saying that the Wonder Woman is an ambassador to the UN. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, I agree.
So, and then now all these women are pissed off because they're like, why is this happening? I don't know about the women getting pissed off, but yeah, it's a gimmick. And UN's a joke anyway.
I don't understand the stuff that happens at the UN. This is dumb.
No one understands them, and because of that, we're moving on. Time Warner was just bought by AT&T for $86 billion. What the fuck is going on? Because then they just got bought by someone else. Now they're suddenly...
So what I think happened is that Spectrum Charter merged with Time Warner or something of the
DirecTV. It was DirecTV merged with somebody big.
DirecTV merged with AT&T.
Okay, that was them.
And then AT&T now wants to buy Time Warner, but Time Warner also merged with Charter.
And then they bought them.
And then they became
Spectrum. So now there are 4 different companies in one now.
Now, is AT&T overall buying I don't know.
I think they're buying everyone out.
If AT&T buys...
They just have to buy who?
If AT&T buys Time Warner, I'm scared.
Well, they already did. So who's left?
It doesn't mean they did yet because they have to get approved.
I thought they did.
No,
they did already.
It's not approved by the FCC.
This is dumb.
Though.
I'm done. I'm tired of all the monopolies. This is the
No, it's not. It's not a They didn't go through the FCC yet. The FCC has to approve it, and they didn't approve. They didn't approve Universal buying Time Warner or anything like that.
I'm telling you right now. But the way this looks, you got Disney buying up a whole bunch of companies that are big. You got AT&T buying up a whole bunch. It looks like the tech world is starting to.
They're trying to shore up
itself.
They're trying to no. They're not condensed. They're shoring up their profits because those guys are losing a bunch of money on cable. So nobody is connecting to the box as much as they used to.
True.
How many of you you don't even have cable in this house, Tommy?
Yep.
Well, as soon as fucking Google comes in with the Wi-Fi or whatever they're doing that has a decent connection, better than what I have now, I'm in on Google. Fuck Time Warner.
So Google is, I think, moving into Texas and then Kansas, and then they'll move here.
I just want good internet. I don't even need TV.
Yeah, their internet is 1 gig down. I mean, that's amazing. You can do a lot with 1 gig now. TV cable? I do too. I'm not against it.
I'm against it.
I have AT&T.
I'm against
you poor
cable.
thing.
You have AT&T the TV or AT&T the internet?
Both.
Oh,
Living in the Stone Age.
Is it DSL or is it their fiber optic stuff?
I really don't know.
Well, if
it's DSL.
If it's their DSL, then it'd be rough. But if you have AT&T now, I feel sorry for you. If you have Comcast, I feel sorry for you. You know what I'm scared of? You know what Xfinity does? They have data limits on your house internet.
What the fuck?
They do that in Canada. I could not live like that.
I would shoot a motherfucker if I found out there was a data limit on my house.
I just want people to.
Why does it have to be a
No, they do not want people to go outside. They want to make fucking profits.
And that makes you angry because at the end of the day, that takes away freedom of internet from us. There's no freedom. You can't do what you want.
That's how all phone companies are with data.
Yeah, but phone
we're talking about home internet.
Home internet, not your cell phone. But think about it this way. Like, I want to go on the internet and I want to spread some crazy stuff. I'm American. I can do it. If you cut my internet off at 1 gig because I don't want to pay, then you cut my freedom of speech off. Freedom of speech! So it says.
You know what AT&T stands for? A technological tragedy.
One was always turning a profit.
Festival of Lost has returned to Destiny with lots of Halloween-like themes, accessories for your characters, including a ghost.
It's a ghost dressed up as a ghost.
Ellie, what do you think about this?
I'm excited. I like Halloween stuff. Last year was cool. I got this things you can consume. I think it was in your head turns into a jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah, that was in year 1.
Was it like any Casper stuff?
I remember getting a Michael Jackson dance, and that was my favorite thing.
Yeah, that was cool too. I saw it, but I didn't get that. And then the whole entire tower is decorated, and it looks cool. It's pretty. You can dance around the fire.
Yeah, the newest one is like the Ghost, and they have a lot of new masks and things that they added this time. Like they had a mask so it could be Zur. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I like me some Zur.
I just like extras, decorations.
Welcome to the Destiny.
Bam. Moving on. So we've spoken of the rumor before, but now it's official. John Boyega will be playing Idris Elba's son in Pacific Rim 2.
Are you excited about this? Pacific Rim is getting a second movie.
I am actually pretty excited.
It is.
Why?
I'm excited.
It was
It was amazing, Ellie. Shut up.
It was a kaiju movie.
What was the guy's name? The main guy? I forgot.
Kaiju what?
Kaiju?
What was his name?
What was the name of who?
The guy, the main character who played also in Sons of Anarchy.
I forget the name of the guy.
Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie
Is he
Hunnam.
in it too, or no?
I don't think so. I think they took him out of it. Because he's kind of he's not a weak actor, but he's not really like emotionally attaching. But you have,
I mean, I think
Idris Elba felt more powerful in his limited scenes in that movie than Charlie Hunnam did to
That's
me.
because Idris Elba, he's just a really good ass actor.
He's a really good ass actor.
Really good ass actor.
Okay,
Acting with his ass.
acting with his ass.
You know what? Just because of that.
But I think I'm happy John Boyega. Wait, listen. Before we move on, I'm happy John Boyega's getting more scenes.
Well, I'm sure
That guy
there's better
deserves more.
movies coming.
Which movie?
I don't know.
Batman?
Indiana Jones.
This is an amazing movie for him to have. I don't know why you have all this Pacific Rim hate.
I don't have hate. I mean, it was alright. I didn't mind watching it, but I didn't think it was like a fantastic movie that needed to have a second.
It needed to have a second. I was left hanging. More kaiju.
It's
Wait,
alright. Let it hang on.
Ellie, did you say Indiana Jones?
Yeah.
Because Indiana Jones 5 will not have George Lucas involved in writing, and they're already giving any go-aheads on the story. So this is going to be pretty good. I mean, with George Lucas not involved in this, I think the story will get a whole lot better.
Yeah, with George Lucas not involved in episode 7, it got better. So him not being involved in this is probably going
You
to get
think they're
better.
going to reboot Indiana Jones now?
No way.
No, they're not going to reboot it.
Or is this the end?
I think this will be the last of Indiana Jones.
Probably.
Of the current Indiana Jones. That's it.
I don't know how the last one got so goofy.
Because they put Shia LaBeouf in it.
It was
for God's sakes.
okay, and then all of a sudden he was swinging with monkeys.
Yeah, but when you start doing stuff where you have like a greaser kid that's like swinging around, it's like
That
come
was
on.
okay. He was on the motorcycle. He was going through the town. That was okay.
Then Shia LaBeouf lost his goddamn mind.
And then they went.
He went nuts.
And then they went into that tunnel,
Lost
and
his goddamn
then
mind.
some bad jokes, and then they started doing this alien thing.
Damn.
And then when it was
What was that
swinging
scene?
with
Was
the
it-
monkeys,
was
it
it
was over the
Was
top.
it ants that was eating everything?
Yeah, like termite.
That shit was weird.
Ants.
That shit was so weird. I was like, what the fuck is all this?
That was okay too.
It was okay. That was weird.
Ding dong. But anyway, hopefully he gets better.
Yep.
First topic of the week. House 1977.
So, House 1977. What'd you guys initially think about
I
this?
loved it.
I just heard that it's a very wacky horror movie, and I thought it would be good movies for us to watch. I didn't expect it to be fully
You never
Japanese.
watched it before?
Never watched it before.
Oh my god.
I just heard good things, and I heard about it from somebody I trust, and I was not disappointed.
I can tell you right now, Will, that this movie was made by a crackhead.
It was
Well-
the 70s.
I don't even.
It was
give
the
a sh- I
70s.
do not care
It
what
was-
era it was. Somebody was on cocaine when this shit was made.
All I gotta say is the movie.
Yes.
It is a horror movie, right?
Cocaine.
Right?
But the horror movie does not start as a horror movie for me.
No, it starts as some kind of Mary Poppins Wizard of Oz shit, and
yeah,
then it turns into.
Well, that's something it's very good at. Is very good at going from Mary Poppins, Wizard of Oz, kind of like happy-go-lucky kind of a film,
Yeah, and then turn
to
it to-
horror, back to happy-go-lucky, to horror, back to horror.
It wasn't even that
happy-go-lucky.
much horror. It was like watching Beetlejuice. Like honestly, that's what it reminded me of. Like
No,
crazy deaths.
You're true.
That
That's
didn't
true.
make any sense.
But the movie had its. I know there's gonna be spoilers in this. Hey guys, if you haven't watched it, it came out in 1977. So whatever.
So if you haven't seen it now,
so it's been a while. So if you haven't seen it, it's already old. So if
Well,
you want to watch,
it's overlooked. So what we're recommending is that you probably go watch it, right?
yeah, I'll watch it.
yeah,
Just the highlight of the movie, just to give you a heads up. A disembodied head comes out of a well and bites a lady in the butt, and then dances around in the air, and then goes back into the well.
Yep, exactly.
there's also dancing skeleton the entire goddamn time. A random fucking mummy.
But
There's what else? Did
If
we
you see this movie,
fucking
if you-
weird ass shit,
Can I-
some weird
can I
tentacles
say
in the
something
bathtub that
important?
never was explained.
go ahead, Ellie.
Well, first of all, it's a surrealist film. It's actually by a surrealist director, so it's a surrealist film. So that means it's fucking weird and wacky.
Oh yeah, we
'Cause
noticed.
that's how it's supposed to be.
We noticed.
It reminded me a lot of a mixture of like a Salvador Dali movie mixed with like something from Evil Dead, which is the same, about the same time.
Evil Dead 2 for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Evil Dead 3 for sure. Eve 2, yeah.
That 80s one or whichever.
The one where they have all those little ashes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just a style during that time. It is a genre of film, so this is why it's wacky. It's not like this is a crappy horror movie. Japanese are weird, I didn't think
it was crappy. I just thought it was really weird. I felt like one of you guys. I was drinking, to be honest, but I looked around to see if y'all had stuck something in my drink because I really felt like I was high. But the movie was funny, and I don't know if it was intentionally to be funny, but it was funny.
It had a slow start.
Yeah, the start was slow.
It started.
It took it's the locomotive took a little bit of time to
and all the characters had really weird names, and it was hard to understand if they're talking about something or were they talking about someone. That's racist.
They all look.
Racist.
Hey, listen. They all look the same except for like two people. What was that one
Stop
person? Mac
being
and
racist.
cheese. Like somebody was called Mac and cheese.
Mac.
I was dying.
Did they name her Mac because of the Big Mac, like McDonald's?
No, mac and cheese.
That has to be because she.
Oh really? She was wearing orange.
I think there was a reference to it. My friend was saying because she had already watched it. She said something. There was a reference to mac and cheese.
Well, I don't know. She had two like Big Mac looking things on a train. And she was eating one and holding the other one. And I was like, "What the hell?" And she's like prepared for this.
Big Mac's name.
God damn! I was like, "This Big Mac fucking." It was crazy.
Tommy,
like, everybody's names was all. If you notice, everybody's name was very. Kind of like about what's going on, like the one girl who pretty much dies at the end, Fantasy, right?
Yeah.
How she's like telling them all like, oh, this is happening, no one believes her, like you're telling a fantasy tale. So that was her name.
Good catch. That's really good.
And she kind of lived in the fantasy at the end.
Yeah. Then
That's
you have
then good
Gorgeous, who was
observation.
always about makeup, and then Mac, who always fucking maxed down on food. Then you had what was the other names? Kung Fu. That's obvious.
The one Tommy actually knew because the legs were showing off the whole time.
Like, fuck,
There's
the
a lot
ass
of like
cheeks.
symbolism. A lot of symbolism in this film.
That's another thing. I did not expect to see so many boobs in this movie.
There's a lot of nudity, so don't watch it with your kids.
There's a lot of boobs.
There's a lot of A's.
Well, and I feel like in the horror films, I feel like they use always like the nudity or sex, like in horror films, just to make you feel uncomfortable. So I feel like that's where that was
I
coming.
don't know. I
up
feel
from.
pretty comfortable.
No, I think I thought the nudity
Compared to
was
all
more,
the head fucking things going on, the dancing
The
ass
nudity
skeleton,
was
and the fingers chopped off dancing with
I didn't think the nudity was,
Nudity
maybe
was pretty damn
uncomfortable.
normal.
I felt like the nudity was more like artistic.
Yeah, artistic, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
however
Well,
they
it definitely
wanna
was not
use
to
it.
turn you on, that's for sure.
Did you guys notice there was a lot of scenes that like it felt like they were like, dude, what the fuck do we put in this moment? And they're just like, yeah, let's just film her like her face for like a good 2
If
minutes.
anything goes wrong in this movie, like if the movie didn't have a move on section, just put the cat in it.
The
Throw
stuff,
cat in.
there's some parts that were so fucking goofy. Like, seriously, this lady was going in a wheelchair, and just out of frame, somebody threw in the cat into her lap. You could tell the cat didn't, like, jump. Somebody threw it into her lap. I was like, what the
That's
hell?
even better. That's how real cats are like. They fly
Dude,
across
my
rooms.
favorite part is when she walks. She's like, the other girl walks away, and she turns to the girl. She goes, "I'll be right back." And she opens the fridge and fucking walks in that shit, closes the door, and then the girl's freaking out, and she's like Scooby Dooing up top, like, just like like walking through like Looney Tunes with her shoes in her hands and still fucking dancing around. Like, bitch, you were in a wheelchair just 5 minutes ago.
And it's like, whatever. Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, let's forget about this 5 minutes later.
But what happened to that? But anyway, what happened to that lady? She like disappeared.
She turned. She
turned into
Gorgeous?
fantasy.
No, she turned to Gorgeous, didn't she?
She turned to
Gorgeous. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's like she took,
that was the
she
creepiest
took, like, a
scene.
piece
That
of
shit
each of the girls to create how she wanted to be.
to regain her
Which was
youth,
gorgeous.
right?
Yeah, like she wanted, I guess, the appearance of Gorgeous, and she used like, I don't know what I got out of it. There's
And she
like
wanted
a
to
lot of
eat
symbolism. Like she
Mac?
first got Mac, like it was like gluteny, and then she like
first she was in a
already got her
wheelchair,
energy.
and then she ate Mac, and then she was up dancing around.
And then she was dancing around when Melody was playing or something?
And yeah.
Exactly. So there's just like symbolism throughout that. It's like how she's getting this energy, how she's recreating herself through each of the girls. And if you notice, there was also like that symbolism with the goldfish. There was just a lot of it.
I never.
It was,
What
like,
the hell was a goldfish?
I don't know.
about?
It's
there was,
hard.
like,
She was dropping some goldfish and then she chewed on one and threw the rest.
It's
There's
hard.
like
It's hard to
7 of
catch
them,
all the
and then-
symbolism when there's like a skeleton dancing in the background the whole time.
well, that's the only thing you have to do. It's like not laugh, look at what's happening, kind of like.
all I
don't
can
know.
focus on is the dancing skeleton. Like, what the hell is that skeleton doing in the background dancing
Dude,
You have to be
am I
in
the
the
only one
mood,
to
I
notice the
suppose.
random
with that
2-second
one
mummy?
eyeball?
Did you notice a 2-second
That mummy was the most hilarious shit.
It just like it's like hello and it disappeared.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna lean on your shoulder for a second. What's going on? It did show up a little bit later, just like for a brief second.
And then you had her like the kid's head was all big and shit, like head blah, 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 and then like the lips in the air is like she died a long fucking time ago.
My favorite part is when the cat started throwing up out of the wall.
Oh, dude.
And when the
legs went in the cabinet,
when the
and just
kung fu legs came out, like half like eaten up, kicked the wall, and then the cat started throwing up. I was like, what is happening right now?
My favorite part is still when the head came out of the well and bit that girl in the butt.
That is a great scene. I mean, you cannot recreate.
It sets the tone of the rest of the
scene
film.
creeped me out.
I think that's the very first butt biting I've seen on big screen.
Not only does it bite the butt, it also takes, like, it presses its cheek up against her
Yeah,
butt, like, oh, this is a nice butt, and then it goes back in the well.
Yeah.
Like, what the
and
hell?
then the symbolism of them eating that watermelon, was that her head?
It was like her body, because it moved and it like made her noises.
Ew.
Yeah, she turned into watermelon.
Yeah, it's like one of the powers is like ghost figure witch thing from the house is like turning them into something like the doll girl. Like she turned her into a doll, and
All this
the
'cause it's-
possession and this and that.
All this because she was just waiting for a pilot to come back from Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. That's the one part I feel like I have to watch it a second time to understand why.
Oh Lord, I could not watch it a second time.
I think she's just.
It's like,
I think
maybe it has
she's.
to do with the cat.
I think that the cats are symbols. The cat of the people that came in the house and how many people she's eaten, and I think the cat is just. She is waiting for that man to come back from war, and to stay looking young. She consumes young people.
But
How the hell did she learn that?
Of this.
She learned this from old Bushido school.
Well, no, remember. Remember. She
children
died.
eating.
She's actually dead.
She
What
died.
you're seeing is like the cat is the problem. The cat is the one making all this happen.
Oh.
It's not
But yeah, the
her.
cat
She's
lured
completely
the
dead. She
girls,
died a
didn't
long time ago.
Why is the cat
The cat's
Why
like
would
some
the
kind
cat
of
want to
demon.
do that, then?
The cat's some kind of ghost demon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a ghost of her. So she probably what happened is this.
That's why I hate cats.
She died. Right? She died. The cat was like some kind of demon spirit thing that she turned into. Right? Because she was obsessed with staying with her cat. That's what she kept saying, is that we're going to stay here with the cat. Most likely the cat died and she died. But because, the promise was broken, right? She came, she didn't pass through. So she stayed as a ghost. And since she stayed as a ghost, she pretty much...
Got into some weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, she was a ghost, right? So she had powers and shit.
My favorite part in that like house is seriously the cat throw up the blood.
Have you noticed how nobody gave a shit when people were missing? It was hilarious. It took them
It's so weird. They have like
long.
such a short attention span. We need to figure out how we can get out of this house because these have automatic doors. There must be a security system. They walk down the hallway, they forget.
Let's play piano now. Yes. I enjoy the piano.
My favorite part is like, Mac was supposed to go in the back and get a watermelon, and then somebody sees ahead, and no one takes this shit seriously. Everyone's like, yeah, she's just joking. She's like, yeah, the girl was almost
And they hate they talk so much shit on their friend. They're like, yeah, Mac, when
She's
there's
fat.
there's a sweet potato field in the back, she must go eat it. Like, goddamn. That girl ate. Did you see that girl rummage through whole fields to eat potatoes? That's stuff. But
Well, dude, she what did she? Didn't she like steal a watermelon? Like in the beginning, she gave a watermelon
for it.
and then ran, and then she ran back and showed up with like, look, I got a fucking watermelon.
the whole movie was surreal, and it was fun to watch. Honestly, I don't think I would be able to watch it more than one more time. But then after that, I think it was good.
I loved it. It was like eye candy for me.
What?
I loved every second of it. I loved like figuring out what is going on. It's just like, I don't know. This is the kind of movies I like. I think I made a film similar to this back in like my film college years. I had to do a nightmare one, and yeah. And I don't know. I just liked it. I like movies like this.
So one thing I did like about the movie, really liked about the movie, is the innovative like camera angles that you were getting.
Yeah.
Like the
Dude,
weird.
we got every
They used
style,
like every
ever
effect
managed.
they could use at the time period of 1977.
It actually looks good for a 70s movie. That's just me. But out of that,
What
Ellie,
do you
I
guys-
want to hear your rating.
Oh yeah, me too.
10.
Damn.
Out of 10?
God. Damn.
Damn, you're like, there's nothing wrong with this movie at all?
Nope. Nothing wrong with it
That
at all.
shit's like a goddamn
Story
piece of
is
gold,
like
huh?
really fucked up, but that's what they meant to do. It's surrealist, and I think they accomplished that. And they're technical things. You might not agree how they edit it, but it's just
No, I
the
don't.
style, and it's weird, and it's experimental, and it's like different from what I've seen
So
in other.
it's
surrealist-
beautiful because it's flawed.
It's art.
It's art for art's sake.
It's like sneezing on the porch and saying,
Next,
"Cha-cha."
what's your rating?
Mine? I give this like a 5 out of 10.
Oh goddamn, it's a hard rating.
Is it high?
Yeah. I mean,
Shit.
from what you said, I thought you were.
All right,
gonna
let's
give
drop
a
it
1.
back down to 2.
No, the 5 is
Now
good.
that I think about it, you're right. It's about a 2. 2 out of 10.
That's so generous.
Wait, there was a lot of waiting in between. Let's just drop it to a 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's so rude.
fucking -5. I don't even like this film.
Oh my
It's the worst
God.
movie I've ever seen in my life. This was horrible. It was so much torture. I still don't know what happened. I don't
So
think.
the
I don't know
scenes
who died.
that scenes that
Tommy's
were in there did not
racist
make up
ass.
for like the other
Hey,
parts.
can I say something?
Tommy's racist.
What do you think the rating is on IMDb is and Rotten Tomato?
I don't trust those.
I think it's IMDb
sources.
is 80, and I think it's
Oh, it's
Rot-
out of 10. It's
8.
8,
Okay, and then Rotten Tomato.
an 80% fresh.
Okay, IMDb 7.3, Rotten Tomato 89.
We're close.
I was close. I was
Yeah.
10 off. I would.
Letterboard 7.6, just out there.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
No
if
idea.
this
Ridiculous.
is on
You want to
there.
know what's a good movie? That's Japanese Battle Royale. There you go.
Yeah, which is the original of Mockingbird, whatever that thing is called.
The
Kill a
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games.
Jay thing.
Okay. What?
Mockingjay. That's like a whole different story.
But anyway, I would give it more of like a 7 or 7.3, 7.5. The reason I give it this rating is because it was unique and it did things that it went to its own drum. It beat its own drum and said, "This is what I'm going to make. Here we go. We're going to have a good time." I think it was a horror movie. I wasn't scared, but I liked it. I laughed. I had a good time watching it with you guys. So 7.5 brings friends together and makes them laugh.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Ooh.
The reason why is the pacing in the beginning. I liked that a lot. I thought the later parts made up for it, but the pacing in the beginning was very poor. So 8 out of 10. Give me those toilet papers.
I'm gonna
Yep.
give it. I'm gonna give it a. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 butt bites.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a -5 eyeballs.
That's
What?
not a real number.
It is today.
You can't go negative with
Fuck
numbers.
this movie. No way. 0. There you
You're
go.
so negative.
I don't like it at all. I didn't like it. It bugged
All
me
right,
out.
moving on then.
All right, then. Second
Because I
topic.
gave it a
of the-
10 average.
What?
What?
It gives you a 1 average. Moving on.
Second topic of the week. Gears of War 4.
So Gears of War 4, I actually really liked it. I mean, I played the campaign a little bit. I kind of got bored personally because I was just there was too much like moving around and shit at first for me. And then the fighting scenes are great. I loved all the shooting and all the action scenes. It was pretty cool. I didn't like having to always follow orders of what's going on running around. I don't know, it bugged me. I like when I had to. The most fun I had was with you guys.
Horde mode.
I enjoyed the game a lot. I think the game it follows its previous members, previous versions 1, 2, and 3 with the same type of gameplay style in the campaign. You're running and gunning, right? You're doing some crazy stuff. You're using cover and you're using guns, and I think that it covers what it used to do. Its horde mode is really fun, though. I mean, I know that's not new to it, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Time flew by so quickly.
This is the first Gears of War numbered sequel since Epic Games was making the game. And this is kind of their opportunity to say, hey, we can make a real Gears of War game. The developer that made it, the Coalition. And I think they really showed that. I mean, the story, at first when I was playing the story, it didn't feel like the original Gears of War because you're playing this younger character and you don't have the rough, tough feel of Phoenix and Dom. But they do have a really cool prologue that kind of like runs you through what happened in the original trilogy, like a really quick rundown. And you do eventually get reintroduced. It's not a spoiler because you see it in the trailer. Reintroduced to Marcus Phoenix. And as soon as that happened, it felt a lot more like the original trilogy because you get all those really bad jokes. And it was pretty funny, actually. There's a lot of cool running jokes between the characters and the people that you're fighting. So
I just remember hearing a lot of yelling on Xbox Live when Swan was playing. I just remember hearing, or somebody was getting yelled at, like, get down, get over here, move your ass. I was like, God damn.
That was mine.
Like, what?
Yeah, when I was playing, the game was a little loud and it was just doing it. It's like, get down, shut up. You're like, what? That guy just told you to shut up? Like, yeah. That's basically it. But the game, it felt fun, and it felt.
Did you guys
like
notice the assisted aiming?
Not really.
yeah, well,
It was very faint, but it was there. Every once in a while, it would assist you with the aiming.
yeah, all shooters do that on consoles, though.
No. Like, because generally, for example, this one would target the head. Most of the time, it would see the like you just saw right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty spot on. Normally, you would have to move around. Now, granted, the stronger the gun, like for example, if you had like a Gatling gun or the turrets or whatever, it was a lot harder to aim. It would move around way more than, let's say, a normal gun. But despite that, the issue I had was that it took so many rounds to take something down most of the time. Like, look, this thing got shot 4 times with a shotgun at close range, and then it dies.
Well,
that bugs me.
Well,
I get it, but it just bugs me.
It depends on the difficulty.
Yeah, you're trying to look at the difficulties, and also these things aren't.
I was
like
on
humans.
casual.
Well, when we were on hard mode, eventually they got like double the health, triple the health.
When were we on hard mode?
Horde mode.
Horde mode, when we were playing it, and we were playing.
Oh, that's right. I
The
completely
further we got into the
that.
missions, the more health, the more accuracy, and more damage they got.
Yeah, something we should mention though is this is one of the first Play Anywhere titles, which means you buy it on Xbox
And
or
I can play.
yeah, or you buy it on PC. You own both copies when you just buy it once, and not only that, you can play with people on Xbox One from PC or vice versa. The only thing that's locked out is versus mode because they don't want to make an unfair advantage of somebody having a mouse and keyboard while the other person
Yeah, so like
needs aim
Will,
assist from a
Soil and
controller.
I have an Xbox One, but Ellie doesn't. But we were able to play with her, with her being on the PC.
And Will, right? Will was on PC too.
Yeah, I mean, I had an Xbox One, but I wanted to try it out on the PC since it's the first Play Anywhere, and it worked really well.
We
It was
did have an issue
flawless.
though with trying to join you.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes it wasn't the actual. Yeah, I guess it was the actual game though. That was a problem at first.
And then we ended up.
But it
trying
was
to
pretty
join
much
you.
flawless. Besides having 1 or 2 problems with joining the party, which was in beta, so it's not like the final version.
Does the
And
beginning?
then when I tried to join you, my Xbox glitched out and started doing voice assist.
That hadn't. I don't think that.
No,
had
I
anything to do
never
with
turned it on. How would I turn it on?
Yeah, that was really.
that
weird.
was fucking
After I
hilarious.
joined you, my Xbox started talking out every goddamn achievement I got. It's like, achievement unlocked. You are the best. Like, what the hell is going on? That happened when you.
and we could
joined
hear it,
me.
and it was really funny.
It was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I wish I got that recorded. It was really hilarious.
But you got to play this on your PC with us.
I did.
Ellie. So what did you think of it?
It was my first experience playing any of the Gear of War games. I liked
Same.
it. The storyline had me, it was fun. It's a fun storyline from what I played so far, and the gameplay itself is, straightforward, but not boring. It's not like any other shooter game. It has its own personality, like with the guns and like how you guys were saying how fast you can kill something depending on the level. And then playing multiplayer was fun. I didn't think I was going to play for that long, but I couldn't stop.
You also couldn't
didn't
stop
blink.
going to the left. Every single
It's
time
just
you went
the
to the left,
color.
and you're like,
But-
shit, I'm down.
The good thing about
Well,
this.
they all appeared there, and I was just trying to get a head start on the.
It brings back what's fun about games,
That's
right?
what I'm
Is to
like.
play with your friends, and you play with your friends, and when you forget that you're playing a game,
Yeah.
and you're just constantly just playing, and you're not saying, "Hey, what time is it? Hey, what time is it?" and not
Yeah.
worrying. That was the best part.
Yeah, and I would play again. Like it was fun.
So what
Nothing more satisfying than cutting somebody in half, and they brought it back.
Yeah.
that chainsaw was correct.
The Lancer with the chainsaw. I love that gun.
Yeah. Did anyone else notice? Maybe it was just me, but when you first load up the game, at least on Xbox, does it take like a good minute for the title to disappear and start the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
yeah.
I thought maybe that was just me. I was like, why does it take so damn long?
Is this loading?
I call them fancy load screens.
We should talk about the changes that they made with Horde mode. So in the previous modes, you would just buy stuff, and in between rounds, you'd be able to build. And they kind of introduced the way the system works in the single player or the co-op campaign. You have a fabricator, and you have to move the fabricator around, and it takes 2 people to move it really quick, and 1 person that can drag it around. And from the fabricator, you drop off all the stuff that you pick up, money basically from your enemies, and from there you're able to build defenses. Like we had a turret wall that we built and was able to take out everybody really quick.
Yeah, 4 turrets at one time, at one point.
Yeah, but also it eats up a lot of money because you have to reload the turrets with ammo and all that.
Yeah, but if you didn't, it'd just be like you'd have an infinity amount.
It saved our butts a lot.
It saved our asses when we came around the corner, but the other thing that it really messed up is that for some reason, once you got to a certain amount of turrets, they all went towards those turrets. They all went after the turrets.
Yeah, there's a lot of new units they introduced, and a lot of them are like little balls that roll straight to cover or straight to your defenses that you built to kind of take them down.
It kind of felt like you had a base almost, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
No, the AI seemed a little smarter in this game, though they've always been a little smart, I think.
Well, something
Gears.
I noticed in the trilogy, the original, you can stay in one spot and you'd be pretty safe. Sometimes they'll rush you, but you're still pretty safe. In this game, they have all kinds of units that come straight to where you are, like those little pouncers that come and kick you out of your cover, and then there's those little balls that come straight at you. So now, when you go into under cover, you're never safe for very long.
Yeah, you got to keep watching out, keep an eye out.
Exactly, yeah. The characters, each character has a different type of style, like all their units. And they have like some crazy guns. I've never saw that buzzsaw gun before.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Basically with the circular saw pieces in it, and just shoot circular saw pieces like in I think Half-Life 2 they had. With that gravity gun, you can grab buzzsaws and throw them.
Yeah, you could do that in Half-Life 2.
But now you have a gun that does that. And I'm like, holy crap, this is so cool. So, and Gears is pretty gruesome. You get to cut people in half with it. So.
Yeah, dude, and also when you get killed, like holy crap, I didn't expect that. Like when I was down, you have like a few minutes, like a few seconds to like crawl away and get help. But if you take too long and somebody doesn't get to you, the enemy comes up and they're so brutal. They curb stomp your head into like smush into pieces. Shout out to a character, and then they also. Like cut you in half, rip you apart, like a whole bunch of crazy shit. I was like, God damn, this is so intense.
Yeah, something I always like to detail is the same thing happens with enemies. When you kill them, they're down and they crawl around and they can be revived from there.
And I've seen that. Their enemies actually revived each other. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, and you can actually go over there and do the same thing, curb stomp their head into the ground with the finisher.
So what do you guys?
Satisfying.
What do you guys rate this?
Ellie, I'll let you go first since you're the witch in the room.
What?
I'm the wizard.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, what you got?
9.
9.
Ooh,
9. Wow, that's a high rating.
I enjoyed everything I played on it. I can't say for the whole story itself yet, so that's why I didn't give it a perfect 10. I enjoyed it. I mean, it has aliens, has creepy things. I can shoot stuff. I can play with people.
There's robots.
What did you do? What did you give Rise of Iron?
Rise of Iron?
Destiny Rise of Iron.
I don't remember.
10.
I don't even think.
Did you give it a 10?
Did I give it a 10? Yeah.
Yeah, I think she gave it a 10.
Okay, then this rating makes sense.
Yeah. Will, what do you give it?
It's a tough question.
All right, so what do you give it?
I'm going to give it like a 7.5 because it didn't really innovate anything off their original games personally.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But the reason I give it a 7.5 is, gameplay is exactly this. I would say it's really close to what was the first 3. Yeah, that makes it really fun and it's consistency there. But at the end of the day, the graphics, they were, good, but not amazing. And I'm not expecting it to be a world changer because that's the game style and you're playing with 4 different characters, AI characters on your side. But, to wow me nowadays, it's really difficult when there's so many games out there that are really doing a crazy good job on wowing factor. And the story wasn't
like God of War.
The story was good, but it wasn't like it didn't really pull me in as fast as I hoped it would. It pulled me in, but it took a while to get there. And 7.5 is what it gets. The online play is fun. Horde mode is really fun to play with your friends, and I'm sure like co-op online is awesome to play because you and your friend can play the whole story together, which is a game changer. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5. That's a real rating for me, and I'll give it 7.5. No head bandanas.
Well,
Okay, so I'll give it an 8.5. I really like the tone they were going for with the story. It took a while to get into it for me too. I mean, the whole feeling of it is so different from the original, because the original you're in the middle of a war, and this one seems more like trying to survive. And I don't really get it from the way the other one left off. So I mean, it took some adjusting to. And the main character, just like I said, doesn't feel like Gears of War until you get to Marcus Phoenix. So I guess 8.5. I really liked what I played. The pacing could have been a little bit better in the beginning of the story, but the Horde mode and the multiplayer modes that we did play, I really enjoyed.
cool.
Awesome.
Well, I give it an 8, and that's mostly because I've never played Gears of War before. And this was the first time I played it, so for that I give it an 8 because I liked the game style, ducking down and shooting and cover. There's a lot of strategy. It wasn't just like run straight to the enemy and kill it. You have to kind of be smart about it. If you go too ballsy and go right in the middle, you're gonna start dying quickly. It's definitely one of the games where you're not constantly having to reload. Yeah, sure, you get shot down and your friends can pick you back up, which is nice, but you're not like out of the action respawning like you do like in Call of Duty or something. But I mean, it's a very kind of, at the beginning it was very slow paced. As far as storyline, it didn't really pull me in. I wasn't really all that intrigued. It's very typical, like alien invasion. We fucked up. We're the resistance. Fight the alien. It's nothing that I've not seen before. It's very typical for these kinds of storylines. I mean, if you want to give a really prime example, you have things like, for example, Warcraft. The whole orcs invading humans. Then you have StarCraft, which is another example. The Zerg. Invading humans and humans fighting them off. Now, this one, granted, is from, the underground, but it's the same kind of shit. So, as far as story goes, it doesn't really pull me. But the game style is definitely cool. I mean, you don't see this. It's not the same as, like, let's say, Halo, where it's completely. This is more third person, if anything, than less of first. But it's kind of like a combination of the both. So, it's kind of a nice change compared to the typical first person. You just see the gun in the hand and that's it.
True.
So that's my rating on it.
If you play the original 3, you'd see that there's not that much change from
Yeah.
But yeah.
Except for the new unit types making it really hard for you to stay behind cover.
Yeah. The unit types.
I mean, there's I guess
it's not really
a spoiler.
What? Oh, go ahead.
To say that there's like robots that you're fighting now in addition to the swarm type enemies.
Yeah, but I like it's not that different from the original gameplay when it comes to fighting, but that's the consistency people wanted, and that's what they've delivered. So,
do you see that thing? It says 5 in the background over that gear. Do you think that's foreshadowing?
No, that's just like the area of the city, I think.
Yeah, it's like the 5th ring or whatever it is.
Maybe.
5th cog.
So overall, I guess we could score this at a 9 then.
I think so. It'd round off around there.
Yeah, round off about a 9.
Wait,
All
you
right.
give it a 9, Ellie, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would round off at like 8.5 still.
Well, I gave it an 8. You gave it 8.5. She gave it a 9.
I give it a 7.5. So
Yeah,
it's
so
round
it'd be
out at
8. Yeah,
even.
right about 8-ish.
Official Nerd Confessions ranking.
8 and a quarter.
8 and a quarter.
So we're gonna go straight into the question of the week. So the question of the week is gonna be a little bit of a shout out to The Walking Dead. So for those familiar with The Walking Dead, there's an accident that occurs, and the main character wakes up to a hospital. And he wakes up, he goes into a coma, and he wakes up several months later, and he finds himself in an apocalyptic world full of zombies and stuff. So my question is, if you were to wake up tomorrow morning and it was a zombie apocalypse, what would you do to survive? What would be the first things you would do? Ellie, let's start with you.
To survive?
Yeah, what would you do? Like, you wake up tomorrow and there's a zombie play. Your neighbors walking around like, everyone's a zombie.
I'm a weak person. I know I can't outrun them. I know I cannot stab them. I don't like killing things, even if they're zombies. I probably just...
Say, take me.
Yeah, no, not even take me. I'll probably just hide myself in the closet.
Until you
Starve to death.
You crazy.
I'll probably have a heart attack.
You would not do that, Ellie.
I'd have a heart attack.
Survival instincts.
I would be with all my animals in like the closet, and I would just stay there,
animals.
and
You
we'll all
wouldn't train
die
your parents
together.
to poke people's eyes out?
What?
What'd you say?
You wouldn't train your parrot to learn how to poke people's eyes out?
Oh no! Then he'll turn evil.
Then it'll be a meat eater.
No, but I mean, like, it's weird because of my first instinct with a lot of like situations, especially since I'm the only one that takes care of my bird. It's like
it is your bird after all.
It is my bird.
Birds.
He only loves me. No,
That's
it's
the
just
word.
one. The other one's wild. I would just open the cage for that one, let it free.
Zombie
Cocktail.
birds.
Well, my son Connor.
Can you
my
imagine
bird.
zombie birds? Jesus Christ. It can never outrun. Anyway, continue, Ellie.
That's like the first thing I think of is like, what am I gonna do with my pets? How I'm gonna help them? Because my rabbits are screwed. Someone's gonna fucking eat it because they're gonna survive. They're friendly as hell and they're gonna die because someone's gonna eat them. And then my dog is stupid and he's probably gonna get eaten by a zombie. So I'll just lock myself in a closet with all of them together and we'll just die together, starve. Let them peck my head.
No, there's a lot of people that say, like, what's the point of surviving if the whole world goes to shit, right? You just might as well kill yourself and
Yeah,
be done
I'm
with it.
kind of like that. I don't
But at
find
the
any
same point,
purpose to life.
I read a comment earlier yesterday, which is actually pretty intriguing.
What?
Okay, so you know how throughout the whole story in The Walking Dead, the longer the story goes, the more decomposed the zombies starting to look, right? They're decomposed. Well, somebody said, well, won't they eventually decompose to the point where they can't move anymore and they just completely become fertilizer? Especially at the rate that they're going, like they can't move anymore. So wouldn't they eventually fix their own problem by just dying out?
I think so, but the problem is everybody's infected. So the more people die, the more they'll make fresh ones.
Because there's no end to it.
Yeah.
It's
So it'll
a
still
dead
happen,
world.
just not as many.
So it's either accept
But
the world.
but it's not really a
like
problem
that.
though, is it? Because it's pretty much like,
They just have to get used to when somebody dies, you got to kill them.
yeah, when somebody dies, you got to finish them.
Right.
That's it. Other than that, just life is normal.
But what about me that I'm like locked in my closet?
Well, then you're gonna be one of those people. I mean, you'll eventually get fleshed out, right? So, like, let's say if our group, if we manage to survive for the next 40 years, okay, and none of us die, we just stay alive, we farm whatever, and outside world, all the zombies die out.
That's a long 40 years.
And
I'd
then-
probably go psycho and I would probably have shot myself.
Not
already.
really, because you still have some friends. You'll make a new community.
I would kill them all out of pity, and then I would.
40
kill
years is a
myself.
long time to be alone with people you don't know.
Well,
Where you
you
gonna get all that
would
food from?
you would know them though.
Yeah, but even if you knew them, it's like
You would build a new life. That's
yeah.
the thing.
What happens? You don't like those people. You gotta just deal with it.
Yeah, it's fuck. There you go. Population
And
200.
So I'm gonna go back to your original question. You asked,
Yeah.
what would you do if you stay alive? Me and my wife or whoever wants to tag along with us, I'm getting my ass an oil rig. Right?
What?
An oil rig
Why?
on the ocean? Why
Where are
not?
you going to get your food?
The ocean.
But you gonna throw a
You're gonna
spear?
fish?
We're
You know how
gonna
deep
do,
that
like,
shit?
What about
fire or
water?
Whatever, like yeah, you're.
How are you going to get water?
Apparently, he drinks
Water.
oil.
There's oil. Oil has energy. There's unlimited energy. The thing's fires on the top is always on.
Okay,
You light that sucker on. You got
What,
you got
boil
unlimited
water?
energy. You boil your water. There's a water filtration system on those things all 90% of the time.
But what if it explodes? What if it's all this
If
stuff?
it explodes, then
'Cause
goodbye.
You don't have the proper people on it maintaining it how it's supposed to be running.
Usually those crews are always on there, but if they're not, then goodbye. You know.
Poof.
and what about
it's
food?
better to die.
Well, what about food?
I told you, ocean, son.
It's not that easy to just throw a spear in there.
You're not. Who throws spears in the ocean nowadays? Nobody.
Who goes to oil rig
What
to
if that's
the fish?
You
nowadays?
You go to the oil rig. You go
There's
to the
not
oil
gonna be
rig.
any fish.
There's plenty of fish. In
You
the
want to know
bottom of
why
oil rigs.
not? Because there's gonna be drilling. All that
It
vibration
doesn't
scares
drill.
all
It
the
doesn't
fish
drill
off.
unless it's on. It's never always on.
Oh, okay. How are you gonna get the oil?
The
to
oil,
survive?
there's plenty of oil just coming up naturally.
Which you have to collect by turning it on.
Well,
doesn't
okay,
just
turn on for 2 seconds, and the fish don't
There
run
go
away
all
from the
fish.
drills.
Yes, they do.
How do you know?
Vibrations. Go throw a rock into water with
Listen,
fish. I
how do you
promise
know?
Have you ever been fishing?
How do you know?
Have you ever been fishing?
Yeah. Have you ever been in an oil
Have
rig?
you ever been?
Have you been in an
really
oil rig?
fishing?
No.
Okay, then shut up. You don't
Do you know where the
nothing.
bottom of the oil rig is?
We're all
built?
gonna die.
How many fish did you catch when we were on that fishing trip?
I caught 1, 2, and they were baby fish, and they threw them back in. You know why they threw them back in? Because they said these are too baby, and they threw them back in. But listen, bottom oil rigs usually get a whole ecosystem going because whenever they're down there, it's hot. Because when they're drilling, and a lot of fish like to go over there because it's warmer. So I know
Yeah,
this.
but
I know this.
vibrations chase fish
Listen,
away.
can you shut your dirty ass mouth for a second? So
I'm telling you.
vibrations take fish away. So how come
Throw a rock.
every wave that comes in the water doesn't scare them away?
It does. That's when they're not like you don't see like flounders sitting on the damn ocean on the beach. They're further in where the wave just goes up and then slowly down.
All right,
But
so
they're not
moving
at the
on,
crashing
all right,
point.
moving on. There's plenty of fish under them because I've seen them before down there. Whenever my dad has these little tests with his oil teams or whatever, there's plenty of fish down there. There's enough to sustain you for like at least if you eat one fish a day and they're growing back, you'll have enough fish for like 20 years.
Okay.
What if they're infected?
What happens if you have
If
no
they're
fishing-
infected, you're done.
Just kidding.
Then it's whatever.
What if you don't? If your fishing rod breaks or you lose it in the
Man,
water?
Your fishing
you know?
rod breaks, you make another one. There's
Out of
plenty of
what?
stuff. There's plenty of stuff on the boat to
Squid.
make it up. There's rails. You just rip off rails. You make them in the roll.
Wait, how would you, by the way, get to the oil rig?
That's what I said. You have to go to the oil rig. You got to get a boat. You got to do your thing.
And what are you gonna do if there's hostiles on the oil rig?
Not even hostiles. Like people.
What if there's
that-
people there like fuck you, you're not getting on,
Well, then you got to say I'm sorry, and then move on to the next oil rig.
just like that, right?
You got no choice. Hey, just like that, there's a zombie apocalypse. What do you want me to do, man? You're talking. So you're talking 5%.
All right, Will, what would you do?
I would try to go somewhere very remote, not necessarily an oil rig, because I'm not sure how I make that work with the water situation and everything. But like maybe somewhere like Alaska.
What?
Like if I could get there, Alaska, because it's pretty remote. There's not very much population, and it's all spread out.
Yeah, but zombies don't give a fuck about that. They'll walk there.
Yeah, they walk there, but they're less likely to be there. If you're in a city, they're going to be everywhere.
Wouldn't it be better to get to an island?
It'll be better to get to an island, but also be really harder to get to an island. And
There's many islands that aren't even popular. There's like lots of islands that aren't populated, but there's lots of islands that are really populated. So it depends on which island you're talking about. If you go to an island with a lot of people, then you're basically trapped.
Unless you kill all the people, then you're set.
yeah, so I'd go out there, look for a Native American to learn the ways of surviving out there.
Learn how to put your ear to the ground.
And then I'd find out that he's actually not there. He went out to hunt a bear. So I'd head out with my friend to go find him. And then doing
What?
that,
Where's this going? Wait a minute.
I find that my friend has a watch.
Who are you finding?
My friend has a watch, and in the watch it said, "Thanks for all the nights." And I realized he slept with my girlfriend, and that he wants to kill me to take my girlfriend.
Oh my
And-
god, this guy's going into a weird story.
What's going on? I'm so
Like
lost.
Game or movie.
And then a bear would come on us, and he gets a taste for real human flesh.
Isn't this the movie that Leonardo DiCaprio was in?
No,
No.
the bear would get a taste for real human flesh and start stalking us. And then one day, when we're together, I would say, "We're gonna kill the bear. We're gonna kill a fucking bear." And I'd tell him to say it, and he said,
Yo,
he'll
this
say,
isn't Brother Bear, man.
He'll say, "Yeah, we'll kill that fucking bear." And so I set sticks. I make sticks,
Okay.
Oh my god,
And-
what's getting in the weird room?
and we set
I don't know where this.
we
Ladies
set-
and gentlemen,
we
I
set a fall.
apologize. I don't know what's happening.
we set a fall,
He's drunk.
the pitfall, and when the bear is pissed off so much, it stands up. We set a stick underneath it, and it falls and kills itself with its own weight.
That's Tarzan.
It's not
kidding.
Tarzan.
I know what you're
What? Tarzan? There wasn't a bear in
Isn't
Tarzan.
this Brother Bear?
Yeah, his
And
brother
then,
bear.
in the middle of that fight, the person that was going to kill me and take my girlfriend, he'll injure himself and be slowly dying. And then eventually, civilization will catch up with me and see I'm okay. And they'll ask me about him. And I'll say, he died, saving my life.
That was
Right. So that was
wanna know.
that's really touching. For myself, I would actually try to bombard the closest Home Depot. And the reason I would do that,
You're gonna eat wood?
let me
Yep.
explain.
He's a beaver.
Let me explain.
Those teeth.
When you get to that level, you're gonna be a scavenger. If you go anywhere towards a food source, you're immediately in danger. Most people go, for example, straight to grocery stores, but they have no way.
Costco?
They have no way of defending it. They don't have. Nobody's running around with like assault rifles and shit. No one can protect the whole against defending against the masses.
Don't a lot of people go to Home Depots anyway after like these things anyway?
No, most people go after food and water. That's the first concern.
I remember people going there whenever like hurricanes come. They go like
that's a hurricane, bro, because shit's gonna hit your house.
Same thing with building you got to build yourself a shelter. They're gonna Home Depot too.
No, they're gonna go after food and water first because that's the first thing that they know is leaving.
I think.
Yeah, but in a hurricane situation,
I think Home Depot is a good second.
Home Depot. Let me tell you why I would go to Home Depot first. First of all, they have everything you need to basically enclose and fortify yourself inside. There's plenty of seeds and nurseries and plants and fertilizer and shit to start growing vegetables or whatever the fuck you need. And there's enough weaponry there that you can defend and take over shit. And they have enough stuff that you can take a car, customize it, fix it up, and then go and ransack anyone else you need to. Because most of the likely is that...
Oh my God, you're going to start tribes and rob people.
No, but look, people, yeah.
The Negan.
Like
you're going to be Negan.
Yeah, it would be. Because think about it. People are not going to eat all their food immediately. They're going to try to save it, right? So they're going to eat a little bit. So there's going to be plenty of food out there. You just need to go get it.
I would just throw a match into your Home Depot and you'd be done.
No, you wouldn't because we would put that shit out. No problem.
No, you wouldn't.
And we have concrete floors. So go fuck yourself.
No, you got plenty.
Do you know how many
baby.
people that work there every day that you're going to have to fight? They're going to have like...
You mean the like 4 old guys who are there and the 2 kids who are going to run?
There's some strong-ass Mexicans.
There's
even know.
nobody there.
Do you know how many roofs they repair in one day?
Do you know how many? You know how many of those day laborers are on the outside?
You know how many of those guys are going to be chasing their 8 kids?
Those day laborers, man, they got some strong arms. They're gonna destroy you.
Listen, they're gonna be chasing after their 8 and 10 kids.
No, they're not. They're gonna be at the Home Depot.
They usually come to the States alone, and then they bring their family.
Yeah,
no, they make a second family.
No, you don't even understand, Tommy. The Home Depot is number 2.
Don't worry about it. Home Depot's number 1 on the list.
How you gonna get water there?
There's water already going there.
No, but why the pipes are broken?
It's contaminated.
Good luck. Everything's contaminated. You done?
Yeah, you take out
where you get food from?
Left. All the neighbors outside. Everybody takes all the food. It doesn't get consumed immediately. It's just around.
No, it's not gonna happen. Home Depot
depends on what kind of food. It might perish.
But in the end,
even if it perishes, then
die.
If you go to a grocery store, all the food perishes, and within 2 weeks, not only do you not have food,
zombies is stupid anyway.
Nothing.
Zombies, it's not gonna happen. It'll never happen. If it happens, then good night, kiss your ass goodnight. It's done. What are you gonna do? You're gonna run, nigga? You can't even run like 2 feet. I see you.
Who's gonna run, man? You're gonna stay in the same place. You conserve energy.
Yeah, then they're gonna conserve your energy in their mouth. So enjoy.
What? In their mouth?
They're gonna bite you up and eat your energy.
That's why you stay at Home Depot, man. Chains and metal and shit to keep you safe.
How are you gonna get to Home Depot in the first place if it starts?
It's very close by, and you have a car currently that's not out of gas.
What are you gonna do in Home Depot all day?
You build shit and repair shit, man. They have.
So, yeah,
do you know how much
energy?
building shit they have? You could put solar panels on the roof, and you could have enough power to sustain.
There's no video game consoles in there.
The thing is, you
could take it with you. There's enough power.
You can have all the material in the world, but it doesn't automatically make you a carpenter. It doesn't make you a specialist for anything.
It doesn't make you
So you have to have someone that knows how to do it. Like if you remember, Alexandria was like it had the designers or what was it called?
I forgot his name, but yeah, I know.
Yeah, the guy, because he knew what the hell he was doing. He knew how to design to put the walls up. And then he just had the people that can make it. It's not like something it's like, I'm going to put a wall. I can put like a few nails on the stupid wall, but that thing's going to come down if I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Except I know what I'm doing.
True.
You don't know what you're doing.
Yes, I do.
Not enough to build a wall against people. They have super strength. Say when they have super strength, you're done.
It doesn't matter. They don't have super strength.
Yeah, they do.
They just break their bones doing whatever. That's the only difference.
That's what I meant by that art strength.
But it doesn't matter. You can break your bones all you want. If I put up metal there and put bolts that are like fucking 6 inches long,
all right, enough with this question. Let's move.
Fine. All right, then.
Argue
Cue
about
the music.
We're all going to die.
Circular ass question. I'm going to make a Home Depot, then I'm buy a Home Depot.
Hey, this is a good ass question, though.
You get in the Home Depot. Your ass can't even walk through a Home Depot. Got to take a goddamn ECV.
Hey, shut up, mister. I can sprint for 2 seconds and I'm out.
You're going to die there.
You're going to die before everyone else. Well, that wraps up this week's Confessions. Join us next week for more discussions and opinions on things that pique our interest. If you have any confessions you would like for us to discuss, feel free to send it our way. As always, we want to thank all of our listeners and followers for tuning in and supporting us. Share us, like us, review us, whatever you want to do. Every bit of it helps us grow. And don't forget, you can find our previous episodes and bonus content on our website, nerdconfessions.net. This is Nerd Confessions, signing off.
Bye, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you guys.
I'm a witch.
Hey, stay safe. Don't drink too much.
Now fucking drink all you want.
Watch out for razor blades.
Yeah, and
Razor blades.
check your kids' candies.
Logging out of